TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News, broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, deadly Palestinian terror near Jerusalem claims the life of a 12-year-old boy. Israeli Defense Minister Yisrael Katz orders the security establishment to expedite the development of additional defenses along Israel's border with Jordan. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praises Paraguayan President Santiago Pena for his unwavering support for the State of Israel. A deadly Palestinian terror attack claimed the life of a 12-year-old boy near Jerusalem last night. The terror attack occurred on Route 60, which is commonly referred to as the Tunnels Road, when a Palestinian terrorist opened fire toward a civilian bus that stopped at a security crossing before fleeing the scene. 3 people sustained light to moderate wounds, while Yoshua Aaron Tuvia Simcha sustained fatal injuries and was proclaimed dead at the scene. Meanwhile, after the Palestinian Authority refused to detain the terrorist who sought to turn himself in, he ultimately surrendered to the IDF troops at a roadblock adjacent to the Israeli community of Efrat. It is important to explain that the Palestinian Authority, which is dominated by the Fatah faction, has in recent days engaged in battles with the Iranian-backed Islamist Hamas and Iranian proxy Palestinian Islamic Jihad, particularly in the northern Samaria region of the so-called West Bank. Moreover, deep-rooted anger spread in areas controlled by Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad after an unarmed 19-year-old man was shot and killed by Palestinian security forces for unclear reasons in the town of Jenin.
The people want to end this regime, end of this Palestinian Authority's rule, and long live the resistance.
It is important to highlight that Jenin, alongside the city of Nablus and other adjacent Palestinian communities in the northern Samaria region, have largely affiliated themselves with the Islamist Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, rather than the Palestinian Authority, which had effectively lost control of those territories over a decade ago.
We are a people that want to free our land. We want to die for our people and our dignity, for our Allah. We want freedom. We want to get back our land. We will continue our resistance, today or tomorrow. We want to fight till the freedom of this land, if the Palestinian Authority exists or doesn't. We want to fight till the freedom.
It's important to explain that since 2014, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force was instructed by their commanders in Tehran to flood the so-called West Bank territories with funds, weapons, and munitions. Since then, the RGC Quds Force established a number of smuggling routes in close collaboration with the Muslim Brotherhood and its Palestinian affiliate Hamas, with the majority of weapons and funds earmarked for the northern Samaria region, where the Palestinian Authority was seemingly losing support. However, with Israel's response to those activities, both via the so-called campaign between the wars, or Mabam in Hebrew, in Syria and Iraq, and Operation Wavebreaker throughout Judea and Samaria, as well as the Jordan Valley, these activities were significantly hampered. Moreover, Israel's current countermeasures are being expedited to include a border fence along Israel's eastern border with Jordan, and daily counter-terror operations against Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and Jordanian smuggling networks undertaking Iran's bidding. Meanwhile, Israeli Defense Minister Yisrael Katz, together with IDF Deputy Chief of Staff Major General Amir Baram, toured Israel's eastern front yesterday, during the course of which he responded to Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's remarks alleging Israeli responsibility for the fall of the Assad regime in Damascus.
Khamenei, the leader of Iran, blamed Israel today for bringing about the fall of Assad in Syria. He should blame himself for taking hundreds of billions of dollars from the Iranian people's money and invested it in Syria, Lebanon, and Gaza to build the octopus arms that he leads in an attempt to defeat the state of Israel. We acted and destroyed the octopus arm in Gaza. We severely damaged the octopus arm in Lebanon, and now the large octopus arm in Syria has collapsed after the fall of Assad.
Jerusalem's top defense official went on to stress the need for the Iranian people to rise up and confront the Islamic Republic of Iran.
The Iranian people must hold the dictator accountable and send him home. I came here today to ensure that Iran does not succeed in building the octopus arm that it plans and is working to establish here in order to create an eastern front against the state of Israel. We see all the attempts to smuggle weapons, finance, and promote terrorism through Jordan into the refugee camps in Judea and Samaria in order to create terror and threaten the state of Israel.
Defense Minister Katz further underscored his instructions to ratchet up efforts to confront Iran's malign efforts for Judea and Samaria in particular, alongside expediting also the construction of the border barrier along Israel's border with Jordan.
I have instructed the IDF commanders to ratchet up offensive activity against all terrorist activity and to ensure the protection and safety of the communities. In parallel, I came here to ensure and accelerate the construction of the fence on the Israel-Jordan border in order to ensure security and protection for the communities and citizens of the State of Israel. We will build the fence quickly, and we will ensure protection and prevent the growth of an octopus tentacle here in this place even before it is established, and in order to strengthen security and our control over this region of the country.
Turning to Jerusalem, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the parliament's plenum in a festive session to honor visiting Paraguayan President Santiago Pena, who is a staunch ally of the State of Israel.
במהלך המלחמה התרגשנו מעומק ליבנו.
During the war, we were deeply moved when we heard you say, "We will always stand by Israel, no matter the cost," because it is the right side of history. Indeed, it is not always easy to take a moral stance. There are many who turn their backs. There are many who prefer to remain silent. There are many who go to the other side. This is not our conflict, they think. But you, Santiago, as a brave, honest, determined, enterprising, energetic leader, you chose not to take sides. History will remember those who stood by Israel's right side in its difficult hour. We will remember, and the world will remember. Because our war is also the war of all free nations.
President Pena came to Israel to officially reopen his country's embassy in Jerusalem, drawing praise from both Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and all of the people of Israel.
Mr. President, my friend, your courageous promise to move the Paraguayan embassy to Jerusalem is coming true, and you deserve all the praise for it. This step recognizes a historical truth that Jerusalem has been the capital of the people of Israel, and of them alone, for over 3,000 years since King David declared it so. Even when foreign kingdoms ruled here, none of them made Jerusalem their capital. Only we, the members of the Jewish people, have remained loyal to Jerusalem throughout the generations, with longing, with prayer, and with faith. Next year, in a rebuilt Jerusalem, is what Jews said in exile in Babylon. That's what they said in Yemen. That's what they said in Poland, and that's what they also said in Paraguay. I want to add, 57 years ago, we unified Jerusalem and it will never again be divided. Jerusalem will forever remain united under Israeli sovereignty.
Turning to the United Nations in New York, where the World Body's General Assembly voted in favor of two non-binding resolutions demanding an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire for the Gaza Strip, while separately condemning Israel for its refusal to cooperate with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, or UNRWA, with 158 states voting in favor, to include Finland, Russia, Estonia, Qatar, Germany, Iran, the Netherlands, and North Korea, among others, 12 abstentions to include Ukraine, Lithuania, Fiji, Cameroon, and Slovakia, among others, and 9 against to include the United States, Paraguay, Papua New Guinea, Czechia, Argentina, Nauru, Hungary, Tonga, and Israel.
The messages we send to the world through these resolutions matter. And both of these resolutions have significant problems. One rewards Hamas and downplays the need to release the hostages, and the other denigrates Israel without providing a path forward to increasing humanitarian assistance to Palestinian civilians.
Thank you, Mr. President. Every year, we go through the same routine, the same tired resolutions villainizing Israel, laying bare the UN's bias and prejudice for all to see. Over the past week, this Assembly has passed countless resolutions targeting Israel, yet not a single resolution condemning Hamas. The UN and its members continue its obsession with Israel. For almost 80 years, you have perfected your obsession with blaming Israel while you blindly fund hatred and violence.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. I'd like to seize this opportunity to highlight that TV7 Israel is exclusively a donation-based non-profit organization with your support vital for the sustainability of our operations here in Jerusalem. Therefore, if you're blessed by our productions, please consider prescribing a donation. You can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. Separately, I would like to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Hassan wishing you an Erev Mevorach. God willing, we will see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.